Really? Really?
It shows that
Do you have a name?
you have an asset. It has always great assets. When you look at 20 years ago, the job you've done, so it's using it now to express themselves. So I feel happy.
Okay. So we're going to do this. You say just from this or that. Trap or drill?
Now you would recall it when you say it right now.
Like it's like me saying Afrobeats or Amapiano and bitches.
I both.
Huh?
Both.
But
Yeah,
Messi or Cristiano?
Both.
Nike or Adidas?
Both.
Okay, so from your movie Reggae Boys, do you remember the song? Like, can you give us a cappella?
Sorry?
The Reggae Boys song.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so can you like give us a line or two from it?
You have to remind me. You have to come up with it, then I join
I
you.
remember just like Reggae Boys,
So you know how to sing it already.
Skyshine just got bigger and better. You can now win up to 500,000 shillings with a jackpot Wednesday. Happy right, 500,000 shillings. Simply dial *238 *2*1# to get to the draw, and you could be the lucky winner of 500,000 shillings.
Point one Next Radio, the only party vibe you need. Big hits.
Big Talk, hosted by Kanara Mugume.
On 106.1 Next Radio.
106.1 Next Radio. This is The Big Talk. My name is Kanara Mugume, and tonight we are shining a spotlight on the African cinema. Call it film. I love to call it the African cinema. And we're looking at how the African cinema film has evolved over years, both in Nigeria and in Uganda, and what can be done to uplift it. In the studios tonight, I'm hosting the stars from Nigeria, Osita Iheme, I have Ramsey and Ramsey. Nancy, let me begin with you. There's an invasion of technology on the African cinema or African film. There's artificial intelligence in AI. Would you say it's facilitating the growth of film in Africa, Nigeria, where you're a player? Or would you say it is somehow eroding away what we treasure the most, which is like our culture, having our corporate issues? What's your opinion?
I feel like AI makes things easier, and it's just something to enable the new generation be even lazier. Back in the days, it was hard for you to just go on the internet and like literally put a face to a body and a voice, and then you have something. People don't even through kids in school use the AI now to do their work, their homework, their assignments. People, graphic designers, what used to take time. And you know, the thing about things taking time is people need to understand it's not about suffering and making you tired and suffer you. It's about learning certain characteristics that you cannot get by getting things easy. So cutting through all these parts for people, it makes life easier.
It makes life easier, but you see,
what does it do for you?
You're involved in the production of your show.
Yes.
And there's got to be some scripting in it. Right?
Yes, yes.
And as opposed to paying a script writer, I'll go to AI and just develop a script and even put face to it.
But what does that do? It takes employment from somebody else that could have had it. For years, people were writing and it was okay. So that's what I mean. It makes life easier. But if you want easier, you can get it. But if you want to go the way that it always used to be, groom character, to be able to say, okay, I know the ropes. Because tomorrow, if all that is taken away from you, if that's how you learn, when it's taken away from you, what are you going to do? How are you going to know how to, write things and put things together? So while it makes life easier, I agree. I think it should be used in moderation. If you don't have to use it and you want to use your brain power, that's also okay.
Moderation, regulation, Ramsey, to bring in here. It is artificial intelligence or technology at large. Technology has facilitated the growth of the industry, right? But there is artificial intelligence, and many are thinking, at first it's taking away jobs from the would-be paid employees, but most importantly, the originality of our writing, the originality of our acting, it just erodes out because AI can now do all that.
Yes.
So is it facilitating the growth or it's eroding away what we treasure the most?
It's hard to tell right now. But one thing is certain though, it's going to affect a whole lot of people. It's going to affect a lot of people. Because people will tow that route. They will. It's inevitable. AI is inevitable. Trust me. You can't eradicate it. You can't stop it. It's bound to stay. And not just the creative industry, political industry, everything. AI at some point will tend to rule the world. Whether you like it or not. Because where we are right now...
It's going to be bigger than gold and oil like we know.
Exactly. Because where we are right now is, once you have human beings running things, you talk about the greed.
You're not feeling it.
Exactly. So at some point it becomes the only thing that probably can make things happen. Of course, there's going to be an adverse effect to that. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's bound to come, it's bound to happen, and yes, we're going to suffer.
AI has affected your lives, not inside the
I mean,
industry.
AI is not that strong in Nollywood yet.
Yeah.
No, it's not. I mean, for now, people are still, just trying. There's a bit of trial and errors here and there happening, giving it a shot, But I've not seen where any film, any content here that's come out is like AI completely driven. It's not yet. So right now, people are thinking about it. Right now, there's a whole lot of things. I mean, I read about an AI where all you need to do is actually just type. Type the scenario you want, and it gives you. I say, I want a street called Hemov somewhere in Russia, number 10, and it will give you the exact street visually, not just text it. I want a background in this film right now. It's like, this is my green screen, and I want a background from Russia, and it will come to you exactly.
Yeah.
So it's that really bad. So it's like, you don't even need to fly anywhere anymore to go film. Just stay in one hollow and you will make it happen. And you can't change that. A lot of people will stay in their hollow. Just the way social media changed the world right now. It is bound to happen. It has come to stay. But it's going to affect a lot of things.
Right. Osita, does the AI worry you? AI embedded in your industry, does it worry you?
Well, not really. It doesn't worry me because we are born to be rugged to our challenges. We are born to face whatever that is coming. So as the AI is coming, we have to also find another means to see how we can survive.
We'll kill it.
Yeah. Right there.
It did not fall from heaven.
Yeah. So it's gonna disturb a lot of people from what they do. For example, me, there are some things that I used to call people, I pay them to do for me. But now I just pick up my phone, I use
And use AI to edit.
Exactly.
Now the job of the editor is gone.
Exactly.
Okay, it's saving you
So,
money.
and
It's saving you money, but I'm losing employment.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you have to find another way that you can still get employed or find use the
Or everybody going to AI.
AI to still do your job.
Are there particular examples? Of course, you say it's now facilitating your work, but are there particular examples on how AI has affected life generally back home?
Yeah, just like I mentioned, something I can call a graphic design or a writer maybe to put up small proposal for something. I can just use AI to get something that I needed. Fine, that would be cool.
Okay. Before we speak about the future of the African cinema or film in Africa, I want us to speak about collaboration. What are the possible ways of collaboration between Nigeria and Uganda? We'll begin with you, Ramsey.
Possible collaborations, I mean, that totally depends on the people who do the productions and whatnot. People like Mr. Humphrey of the Icon Awards, I'm hoping that he's working on something just like that. People like Mr. Chris people like him, and I'm very happy to be called up at any point in time to come and collaborate and be on a project. To mix up. I'm also happy if I'm in Nigeria and I learned that, my co-star is a Ugandan, and it really has to do with, I haven't started producing my films yet, but it's a possibility that I would like to explore when I start to produce, not just Uganda, one Africa, as much as we can. Imagine a Pan-African film with like stars from across Africa. That will happen, but yes, it will take time, but it will happen, hopefully.
Ramsey, is there potential areas of collaboration you see that exist between Nigeria and Uganda?
Absolutely.
Talk to me about it.
I mean, it's already started as we speak. Humphrey, the organizer of Icon Awards, actually, we're working on something as we speak. We started. I mean, my first time in Uganda, he brought me here. It was last year, and we said, okay, fine, we need to work towards making sure that we have long-term relationships, in the media field, the media world, and we've been in talks back and forth on how we're going to go about it. It's also inevitable that there's going to be collaboration across Africa, because what I spoke to him when I said to him that, bro, I don't understand why I need visa to come to Uganda. I don't know why I need visa to go to anywhere in Africa. If I'm an African and we're all Africans and we call ourselves Africans, why the hell do we create borders? And I'm thinking it's about time we start telling our stories and then call ourselves, because I think the sooner we start to understand that we need to unify, and if we have to use the media to do that, the better for us all. In the end, the better for us all.
Right.
We need to come together so that we can solidify and become stronger. And I don't want to go political, and I'm sure you understand what I mean by that.
I do. You're saying that we should broaden this conversation so that other players, especially those involved around policy, be able to see what we're up to,
Yeah.
and be able to do things or influence policy in ways that can uplift the industry, right?
Yeah, we're neighbors. I mean, yeah, well, of course. I mean, all this ideology of countries. I'm from here. I'm this. I'm that. I'm that. Like, what do you like? That's racism. Where I come from. Forget the tribalism. It's just a way. It's just a way to fine tune it. It's still racism, as far as I'm concerned. You are an African first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? So why do I need to get permission to come knock on your door and ask for rice? Do you have food for me or something? Why do I need permission to, walk in, walk out? You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking we can use the media to just talk about that and just make it like a one place. Like Africa is Africa, and we love ourselves, irrespective of our culture and background.
Here, the president has been pushing for the East African Political Federation.
Yes.
So like 6-7 countries
Yeah,
come
just
together
like we have
with
ECOWAS,
no
yeah.
borders. Yes, just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
no. First, we have the East African community already.
Yes.
You have ECOWAS, there's SADC in Southern Africa.
mhm.
But what I'm saying is that the idea here is to have one country called East Africa, and it's amalgamation of like 7 countries
Oh, yeah.
with no border,
With no borders.
just East African
Oh.
Political Federation. So maybe that would be the start.
Oof.
Yes.
Good start. That would be great.
Sounds good.
If that can come to pass, that would be great.
Yeah.
That sounds
But
amazing.
Osita, potential areas of collaboration, and if you were perhaps involved in facilitating this collaboration as a player, where would you stand?
Yeah, first I'll have to push for the media to also let the governments be aware and be part of it, because we did this in Gambia. We shot a movie in Gambia, Mirror Boy, and when we came for Mirror Boy, the partnership, the collaboration, we approached the government. The government was heavily involved in that movie, and some corporate bodies get involved, some deep pocket individuals also get involved, because when this kind of thing wants to happen, a lot of people they find it risky to stick out their money, to use their money to finance projects like this. So the media can help to call on corporate bodies, the government, to at least make it easy for them. When government can come and say, okay, I'll take care of your accommodation, your logistics, I will take care of them. Then it makes it easy for the collaboration to happen. Because if you try to close your bank account, to do the collaboration, fly actors, do this, do that, all alone without any support, by the time you finish the first one, try to do another one. If you didn't make the money, you just go down.
Yeah.
Go back to your business that you know how to do. But this one, you have the government backing you up, corporate entities around backing you up, and this is what media can do to to speak out and let them understand that they need them to be part of this.
See, Osita,
Assist them.
that's a strong call, and they do associate with it. But back home is when you make this call on the media and your voice is elevated. Does your government listen?
Kwenda mwana
But they may not take action immediately, but they listen, they hear you. Just say it, they will hear.
In government's legislation processes and everything, do you see that they have interest in your industry?
Right now, yeah, they do.
They do.
Yeah.
But was it like that before?
Many years ago it wasn't like that, but recently they do. I could remember Jonathan released some funds for the industry. Right now, the current government is doing the same thing too.
All right, let's take a break. When we return, let's now speak about the future of the African cinema. This is the Big Talk.
Big Talk, hosted by Kanara Mugume.
On 106.1 Next Radio.
Okay, no, this is the last segment, guys. It's going to be brief, and then yeah.